Hey, welcome to another episode of Behind the Picture. It is Sunday. Today we are talking about reasons. Reasons come first, results come second. You have to have a reason for all the goals that you set for yourself. If you don't have a reason for the goals that you're setting, why are you doing them? And also, if you attach an emotional reason to the goals that you set for yourself, a why, that's actually how you get your goals to occur. So I've learned that capturing the art of photography isn't really just about the technical skills or the perfect image. It really is deeply rooted in the why behind what we do. Today we're going to dive deep into the heart of photography, exploring why some of our reasons for pursuing this art form should come before the results. It actually is very true. The reasons come before the results. So that's what we're talking about today. And I am excited to be here with you. By the way, I'm Carty. Welcome. Thank you for being here with us today. Whether you're an emerging photographer looking for some insight on how to start out, or if you're a photographer who's been doing this for a super long time, today's going to be a good episode for you. It's going to help you with some deeper meaning, and it's going to help you uncover some emotional motivations that drive us. It's going to help you set goals that resonate with our passions and see how a strong emotional foundation to our goals can lead to more fulfilling and impactful results. So let's get into it. Understanding the why behind your photography is incredibly important. Understanding the why. Why are we doing this? It's the reason for our own personal motivations. Our own personal motivations actually set the tone. I want to be a professional photographer. How about this? I need to become a professional photographer because if I don't, I'm going to be stuck in this 9-to-5 lifestyle forever. So we have to have an emotional attachment to the reasons. And these personal motivations, for me, like my photography, I started because I wanted to be my own boss. I mean, this is going back to 1990. I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to work for myself. I didn't want to have the restrictions of a 9-to-5. I didn't want to wear a suit. And most importantly, I wanted to leverage my creativity for my career. I found photography very early. I found it when I was 14. So I had a reason. And also, I wanted to leave a legacy. I wanted to have photographs where people would remember my name. So that's why I started making photographs. I had a reason. And I know that we all have different reasons for starting photography. And I want you to take a moment to reflect on your own reasons. Your own reasons. Why are you making photographs? And when you attach goal setting to your photography and attach these goals beyond like, I want to learn how to make great photos, that it's too vague. We have to have a different kind of emotional attachment, meaning if I get amazing at making photos, the result of that could be I make a living at making photography. And that could mean that there's no cap on the income that I make. And I'm not limited by having a boss per se. So we have to set a different type of goal for our career in order to get to that place. Sometimes people just set the goals like, I want to get better at photography. Okay, you'll get better at photography, but you have to set more specific goals and you have to attach your emotions to it. So an exercise that you could do is write down your top 3 goals for this year, your top 3 goals. That could be making your first $1,000 with your camera. That could be doing your first fashion shoot. That could be shooting 1 portrait session a month. Super simple goals. Now, with those 3 goals, how you achieve those goals is by attaching an emotional reason to them. The first one, I want to make a living from my camera. What's your emotional reason for that? And they're different for all of us. So as you write down that first big goal, underneath it, write the why you want to do this. When it's, I want to make 1 incredibly powerful portrait session per month for the rest of the year, why? Put the reason why under that. Because if I do 1 portrait session per month, it's going to make me a stronger portrait photographer. In fact, it's going to increase my confidence, and then I might be able to do 1 every other week, or 1 every week, and maybe a couple a week. And after a while, you're getting confident by doing the reps. So the reason why is confidence. So we have to attach an emotional reason. And a thing that I've always recommended is bringing your viewers, bringing your audience, however big or small, along with you on the journey. If you are struggling with something, be transparent. If you are new at something, be transparent and say, follow me on the journey while I get better at this thing. We can also attach storytelling, not just to the photographs that we make, but we can tell the reasons why we made these photographs in our captions on Instagram, in our newsletters that we're sending out weekly. We can attach the why to our photographs. I love this photograph because I made this photograph because the reason I love this photograph is when we start to attach the why, we help our viewers understand the behind the scenes and the thought process and the mindset that you have to making your photos. And it includes them and it makes them feel like they're a part of your journey. So we all have creative blocks and we all get burned out. And for me, like burnout is real. Burnout for sure is real. And understand that like burnout is real. And I'm going to get into like some of the things that I'm doing to like handle my own burnout coming up. And you have to understand, once we attach emotional reasons, we use it and we can use it as a source of strength for achieving our goals, however simple. Like, we do things that are hard because they are a means to an end, to a goal. When we're doing things that are easy, that's usually sitting, chilling, watching Netflix. That's not the means to an end. It's, although the easy route, it's not always the smart one. So we have to have a strong emotional foundation. And again, that comes in with writing and checking in with yourself, checking in with your friends, and checking in here, you know? And again, and for me, I check in with you guys, because for me, I've been absolutely burning myself out. I've been burning myself out, like, by doing as many podcasts per week as I do. I've been burning myself out by like just almost like being too available because I'm trying to help. And I get so passionate about some of these things that sometimes I get frustrated, because I oftentimes believe that you can do things that you don't even believe yet that you can do. So I'm working on that for sure. Friday. Let's talk a little bit about my Friday. Friday was an absolute insane day and was almost like a breaking point for me. Friday, I had an incredible mistake happen that I created on the back end of my YouTube channel. And in order for you guys to understand, I have to show you how it happened. I've been uploading shorts to my channel off and on since shorts were a thing, and I'm realizing like shorts aren't really moving the needle. Excuse me. Shorts aren't really moving the needle for me. They haven't been. And shorts on a channel that is primarily a long form channel really divides the audience. People who want 30-second and 1-minute hits are not watching hour-long or 90-minute long or 2-hour-long podcasts. So I wanted to just take the shorts off my channel. And I wanted to not delete them, but just make them private. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the fifth wall. I'm going to show you my back end. This is my YouTube studio. And you can see right here, I'm in the Shorts tab. And what I did, I'm going to show you exactly what I did, is I wanted to make all of these shorts unlisted. So I selected 50 per page, and then I selected here, these, and it says it selected 50 shorts. And then it says also here, select all. It says select all. So what I did was I selected all because I'm in the Shorts tab. As you can see right here, I'm in the Shorts tab. So I would think that this is now selecting all of my shorts. But you can see right here, it says all videos selected. I thought, yeah, all my shorts videos are selected. And then what I did was I went here, edit, visibility, and then I said make private. So what I ended up doing is I ended up not just making everything in this tab private, I ended up making my entire channel private. My entire channel. I didn't realize that. But I went to YouTube and did this, and I saw nothing. It was just my header and no content. None. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So in a panic, I come back here and there's no undo. So I now just go to my videos and I hit them all and I say, make public. Go to my live, make public. And then it's like, I have so many live things here that are old. I have mentorships that are one-on-one here that are private. And it's like, then everything just went public. And also notifications on everything. There was a notification on every single thing that I made public. So imagine I lost a lot of subscribers that day because hundreds of notifications went out unintentionally from my channel because of that mistake. So I can't say it's YouTube's fault. It's my fault. And it's the result of burnout. It's the result of me just being tired. It's a result of me burning the candle on both ends. And it's the reason that I need to take a break. It really is. It's the reason that I need to take a break. And it's like when I actually start messing up on that level, like accidentally, and I definitely do think it's a bit of a glitch when you're in the Shorts tab and I say select all, that it's taking my across my channel when I'm in this tab. Yeah, that is kind of YouTube's like fault, but I would have been more careful if I was less tired. I would have been more careful if I wasn't doing 100 things that day. I would have been more careful so that resulted in me losing easily 50 subscribers, easily, because of the notifications. Like, come on, that's insane. And then the next thing is the automations, because every time I post a video to YouTube, there's automations that happen, meaning it also gets posted to Twitter. It also gets posted to Discord. It also gets posted like to places. So then all of my automations got flooded and all of these places sent out all of this stuff. So it was a day. It was a day. And, but again, it's it's the result of, and why I'm talking about results and reasons, you know, I have to also practice what I preach. I have to. And I talk about avoiding burnout and such like that. And people always say, oh my God, Carty, like, you're a machine. And it's like, yeah, because I have an insane work ethic, you know, and I don't take breaks very often. But I'm realizing I need to take a break. And that's we're going to talk about now. I'm taking a break. I'm going to take a break this week because it's so necessary. I am also moving spaces. I'm moving into a new YouTube studio. Let's go. My amazing girlfriend and I are joining forces after just under a year and moving into the same space. And I'm gonna have so much more space. I have like we're turning the master bedroom into my YouTube studio, and it's big and it opens out to outdoors. Like, I have a cool space here, but this space is even nicer. So this week I need to start doing some renovation in the new space in order to make it ready for me to move stuff here to there. I need to make some room. I need to literally move bed from where it is into the guest room, which is now going to be the bedroom, and like I need to build some tables and paint and do a bunch of stuff. So, and I also need a break, you know? So I'm going to take the week and do a break. I do have some meetings. I do have some mentorships that I'm going to move to the next week because it's going to be difficult because I have to do one more thing with this desk, which is film a desk setup video. I haven't filmed a desk setup video talking about this setup in this space for a couple of years. So it's necessary for me to do a desk setup video here before I break down this desk and set up a new one. So that's important to me to do. Like, this is what my desk, even just for me to like archive it, this was my setup here when I was here. Because now we're evolving into a new space, and then I get to film the build out. That's something. Are you interested in me filming the build out of me setting up this new studio? I'm very excited about what it's going to look like and the different areas that I'm going to have. I'm going to make it much easier for me to do live streams. I'm going to make it much easier for me to shoot videos. It's going to be all the stuff that I have here, only in a much bigger, much easier to set up spot. And also, I'll have a place to shoot portraits. What? I'll have a place to shoot portraits in my YouTube studio. So I literally will be able to just change cameras, and then you'll see me right there shooting a portrait. And yeah, so there's some tech I'm gonna be getting. I'm getting a new Mac. I'm gonna get the Mac Studio. I run an M1 Mac Mini right now with dual 4Ks, and I also have an M1 MacBook Pro. I mean an M1 MacBook Air. So I'm gonna update this to a Mac Studio, and then this Mac is going to run my NAS, like my RAID, my networked RAID array. So this is going to control all my data. So I'll go through this new dream setup, which is going to be way more in depth and way more cool. I'm going to have a top-down shot. I'm building tables. I like to build tables, which is a little secret. I do some woodworking stuff. So there's some like build outs that I'm going to be doing, but I'm just wondering if you're like interested in me filming it so I can use it to talk later. I mean, if no one's interested in my build outs, I'm not a build out channel. I'm a photography channel. But yeah, so yes, Malcolm, we're going to do the setup tour here, and then we will do the setup tour in this new space, which of course is going to happen. So moving spaces, painting. I don't want to even wreck it. I don't want to wreck it. I'm not going to actually reveal anything about, other than the fact that there's going to be a top-down shot that I'm going to be able to have. There's still going to be multicam setups, but probably more cameras. More cameras. Okay, let's talk a little bit about content pillars in this. So now when I come back, there's some things that I want to do. The photo reviews I love, and it's a great perk for the people who are at the submission level. But because you're paying like much more for the submission level, I want to give you more things that I can review. So I'm going to lean in a little bit harder on asking you to submit your websites, because I'm going to be doing more website reviews. I'm going to ask you to submit your Instagram accounts. Now I'm going to start adding Instagram account reviews so I can help you see your social media, how other people see your social media. First impressions. So that's really going to help you level up as far as your outward reach. And processing your raw files. Processing your raw files is going to happen monthly. So I want to be in a schedule of like, this week I'm processing raw files, next week I'm reviewing photos, the week after I am reviewing Instagram accounts and websites. So there's a nice rotation of what I'm reviewing for you. So it's not just your photography, it's your packaging as well, because the packaging part of it is really necessary. And I think many of you need help in that area. You can have a great body of photography and a horrible package delivering it. We're also going to talk much more about Behance and how to set up Behance profiles properly. Okay, so that is some content pillars. Also, more videos outside. I am so tired of shooting videos. Number one, in this room. I'm over it. Shooting videos here and also on my couch, like not being outside. I've been doing it for 6 months. It's been winter. I haven't been able to make videos outside. I haven't been able to do walk-in shoots and this kind of stuff. So my latest video, which I'll drop tomorrow, has a little bit more outdoor B-roll, amazing, and I will be making more videos outside once the weather starts to cooperate. Okay, next thing, that's content pillars. Let's talk about how often I podcast. There's another thing for you, the hardcore live viewer, and I appreciate you being here, thank you. How often I podcast is the next question. Like, do I make too much content? That's my question. Do I make too much content? Is it, I'm going to put up a poll. Like, what if I did podcasts only 2 days a week instead of 3? Or are you of the school like, no, more content? You could do 3 podcasts a week and I would watch. I need to know your take. More content per week or less? We're gonna make a little poll. Because I know it's hard to keep up. And I know you guys have okay, so I've started a poll. Feel free to answer. It's nice and anonymous. You can tell me whether you think that you want more content per week or less. If you're watching after the fact, leave a comment and say, hey, I have a hard time keeping up with the 5 hours of content that you put out per week. Would you like me to drip my content out less? Is it not? Like, here's an idea. Instead of it being Tuesday, Thursday, what if it's during the week? What if it's just Thursday and Sunday? What if it's that? Does that give you more time? I mean, it gives me more time, but all my content gets views. Like, people watch my podcast. People watch my Ask a Photo Pro podcast when I'm not doing reviews, because then I'm doing a presentation. So there's 2 presentation shows per week and 1 and 1 review show. So that's what I'm asking. Like, what's your thoughts on that? Would you like 2 presentation shows and 2 review shows per week? I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot, but I need to know thoughts, you know? Because if I, yeah, exactly what Malcolm's saying. Malcolm's saying 2 podcasts per week would mean I could lean more into produce content, more batch production for YouTube, etc. Exactly. It gives me more time. 2 is plenty for me, says Liza. So I get that too, Miss Hyder. And Ricky says, your work is valuable. Always appreciate it. Don't burn myself out though. So, and Mac says, I keep up. I gain value from it, but he also is in the masterclass, so he gets the value from those check-ins. So he's a paid member. So again, these questions, this is how this system works. This is how I don't like completely burn out and like have freakouts like I've been having, and it's because of burnout. And I think that it's good if you guys are like, no, do 1 podcast less per week, you know, because the thing is I really, I'll make anything work. I'll make it work, and it'll, whichever way. And again, I'm here to serve you. That's the thing that I realize. I'm here to serve you, but at the same point, I have to balance my professional photography career. So in order for me to really like also continue to be a pro photographer, I have to not always be a coach. And I schedule myself insanely, but I've been building something. So because I've been building something, it's been worth it for me to schedule myself the way that I've been scheduling myself. I've been building something. I had to build the Carty method. You know, I talked to by the way, Friday, for those of you who were here a few minutes ago when I was talking about what happened on Friday, if you didn't, definitely rewind and you can learn. But I called Michael, and I also called my business coach, and I hadn't talked to him in 2 months. I asked him to be on the podcast, and he's like, why? Why? I'm like, Michael, please be a guest. Like, I had Gabe on, and he's like, Gabe's way better at that shit than I am, you know? And I'm like, Michael, your delivery, like, I need people to see how you are with me, right? And I said this, Michael, some of my viewers feel like I'm a little bit harsh. And Michael said this, and I can't use the language that he used, but I can tell you the tone that he said it to me in. I said, some of my viewers like feel like sometimes I'm a bit harsh. And he's like, how much effing coddling do people need? And then he said, do you think Michael Jordan's coach was nice to him? Oh, Michael, yes, there you go. Like, I tried to, I said, I'm a diluted version of you, Michael. Like, I coach people the way that I was coached. I coach people the way that you coach me. And he just went off on, like, do you understand? Like, athletes, like the top 1%, people need someone to tell you truth in a way that like shocks you into action. It creates an emotional attachment based on that reaction. And my actions are based on like, my God, you get feedback from something like I'm getting from you guys. Like, I get feedback and it's like, hey, sometimes you're too hard. And it's like, okay, like I have to adjust, you know, if I'm too harsh, I got to adjust, you know, but I talked to Michael. I talked to him for an hour. This guy talked me off a cliff, and he's just like, Carty, no, you're not for everybody. You're not for everybody. He's like, I'm not for everybody. But he goes, again, that's why I make $250,000 a year, is because the right people get me. The right people appreciate my no BS direct approach to how I deliver information. And I'll emotionally charge you if I feel like it's going to cause action. And then I said, like, Michael, I cry. And by the way, I'm almost getting emotional thinking about it. I'm a grown man, okay? And as him and Tim were making this book for me, I spent 2 years with them. I spent 2 hours a week for 2 years with them. And I cried every week. Cried. Like that. Every single week. Welcome, Eddie. Thanks for hanging out. Welcome. New member. First time around the sun for Eddie. Let's go, Eddie. Eddie, by the way, you're new. Every time somebody becomes a member, I burn my apartment down. I'm moving, so it's totally okay. But you get the smoke for becoming a member. Thank you, Eddie. So basically, like, I was absolutely like burning myself down. And Michael, I talked to Michael about that too. And he's like, dude, he said this, you haven't effing called me in 2 months, was his words. I said, Michael, I know I'm building something, you know? And he's like, dude, he's like, I know. And I said, Gabe was on the podcast. He's like, I know, I watched it. Gabe's hilarious. He should have went harder. And I'm just like, Gabe's different than you, Michael. Your approach is totally different. And Tim's approach with me, Tim has this face on, always. And it's, Tim, what the F are you doing with your Instagram? That's what I hear from Tim. That's his DM. Carty, what the F are you doing with your Instagram? How come this? How come that? How come that? Too many pictures. This is garbage. Blah, blah. And I'm like, whew, okay. Hi, Tim. How's it going, buddy? These are my friends. And there's no massaging, no hi, how are you? No filter. It's just straight. What are you doing? This is bad. Stop doing this right now. Okay. So I have to filter down coaching the way that I'm coached, because my coaches are not easy on me. So I'm working on that. But I have to explain, like, I do need to articulate that part, because the way that, like, the top 1% of business people have other CEOs that are also the top 1% that they talk to. The best athletes, Olympic level athletes, have coaches that at times it's hugs, amazing. At times it's, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, just think of like the best athletes in the world. And if you're trying to be the best photographer that you can be, and you've never had coaching, you've never had somebody motivate you, you've never had a mentor, like every pro had another pro help them get to that level. I did. I had somebody teach me how to create an experience around my photography instead of just making photos. I had somebody teach me how to create the Steve Carty show. Every time I photograph, it's the Carty show. Ask anybody who's assisted me. It's like an experience. Ask anybody who's ever photographed. I've photographed. So these are things that I try to also share with you. Like, this experience and this exchange with you it's an experience. And if you're watching my lives, it's unfiltered. It's literally unfiltered. There's outlines, but it's unfiltered. If you watch a review show, I don't even look at the work before the show. I don't look at the work before the show intentionally, so you get my honest reaction. And the level of work in order to be a working pro is, your standards, how high your standards have to be, how sure of yourself you have to be, how unflinching. Like, you have to be a dolphin and a shark. And there's times when you have to be unflinching with character, the way that you do things. There's other times that you have to bend and like accommodate other people, certain things in certain times, like, and knowing which one is which is a battle that you'll be dealing with your entire career. Because the more you compromise, the less of you that exists in your photographs. The more you're shooting for other people and the less you're shooting for yourself. But there has to be a blend, because if you're not shooting for yourself, you're not creating your style, that work, that body of work, that creative core that makes you who you are. The more that we're doing things that other people say, or shooting poses that other people like, or other people are inventing, like, the more we can collaborate our style out of existence. So these are all kinds of things that we have to work on. So here's another question for you guys. We're doing a little bit of a shorter episode today. Would you listen to an audio podcast of my Ask a Photo Pro, of my Behind the Picture, or of just thoughts that I might have that I want to record in an audio format? Would you listen to that on iTunes or on Spotify? Right now, you can listen to this podcast on YouTube Music and listen to it without video. You have the option of watching the video, but if you go to YouTube Music and search podcasts, you can see Ask a Photo Pro and Behind the Picture. You'll see my podcast there, and you can do it now existing. But I'm trying to expand this realm, and in order for me to expand it, I have to dive into also audio feeds. So you can like subscribe to me on Apple Music podcasts and just have my podcast appear in your feed like the rest of them. If that's something that you're interested in, please take the time to leave a comment under the video. I know you're watching me live, possibly. You might be watching in the replay gang. If you are in the replay gang, leave a comment. If you're watching live, leave a comment. Comments really propel these live streams and make more people watch them. So if you're interested in an audio, Spotify, iTunes, podcast, say so, and I will make that happen. There's one last amazing thing, is this Discord community, which is everything to me. I appreciate you guys so much. If you're in my Discord, I thank you so much. Like, that community, my staff, all the members that are here, and also members in the community, everybody who submits. If you're a part of this whole system, thank you. The Discord, the Discord keeps me going sometimes on the hard days, like Friday. You guys kept me going for sure, and I thank you for that. If you're not in my Discord, keep in mind I have an incredibly growing community of 750 emerging photographers that are all sharing there and chatting and sharing their wins, and they're doing it every day. You need a community. If you're at home by yourself and you're not a part of a photography community, and you go do photo shoots on your own, you're not like sharing, and you're just watching me, but you're not in chat, like talking, join the community. You need a community. Community is how us artists, it's how we flourish. It really is. Community is one of the most important things that we have as a creator. And if it wasn't for my community, things that happen on a day like Friday would have had me spiraling in a way that like I've spiraled before, where I just like beat myself up for a mistake, that those days that you wish you could go back in time and change that one thing that you did. I had one of those days, and I have them. And seeing my numbers go backwards, seeing my like, hey, we hit 18K, and I was like way over it, like 18,040 people, and then I look and there's like minus 50. You know, it's hard. It's a hard day. But again, it's like I'm only trying to help, and I have the best intentions with all my content, And me getting frustrated, me making mistakes like this, me getting short and all that, this is all just a result of me needing a break. So we are taking that. So be a part of the Discord, because I will be there during the week, checking in from time to time, seeing how you guys are. I'll also be doing radical things, like I might just put a camera up somewhere and like film or live stream painting or working on something, or just so you guys can come in and say hi and get a little vision of like the new space. I'll probably make those like members only. Because the people who are members of this channel, community members and my submission level members, you guys propel this channel. So I make these little secret things for you. The people who are the subscribers, I appreciate you as well. You guys want to be notified for everything that I do, and you guys are literally the foundation of this channel, getting all my notifications. And again, if you got blasted by notifications and unsubscribed, but then watched this and now learn why that happened, please forgive me and consider resubscribing. And yeah, I'm on it. I definitely learned something that day. So schedule for the week is this. You know, we have a assignment. I didn't give the assignment on Thursday because I forgot. But the assignment is this. I need a hero photo, but it's a horizontal hero photo. It's a horizontal hero photo, meaning a photo that goes this way. I posted that assignment Thursday in the Discord in the weekly assignment folder, but I didn't announce it during a live stream. So I'm doing it now. I'm letting you know there is a submission, and that submission is due. And it is due still. I'm going to freak you out right now. It's still due this week, Thursday. It's still due Wednesday evening. So you still need to have, give me 1 second, Joss. You need to have the photo done by Wednesday midnight, just like normal, only I'm not going to be reviewing it on Thursday because I'm not doing a show on Thursday, but the images are going to be there, and there's not going to be an assignment given Thursday because I have your horizontal hero photos in that folder to look at. Now, the second that I set up my desk again, I'll be ready that week, but that next Thursday, going into my calendar, I'm going to Mexico April the 3rd, which is also a Thursday. So there's going to be a Thursday in there that I'll be able to do some reviews, but then I'm going to Mexico and I'm going to be gone for 4 days. And then when I come back from Mexico, which is like 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, so I'll come back on the 16th on Monday, then the Tuesday, I'll podcast that day and we'll be back in the new studio. So it is going to be like a couple of weeks of transition where if you don't see an episode, it's not because I don't love you. It's because I'm doing this insane transition. I also had, let's go, Stephen C. with the super. Thank you, my guy. I appreciate you. Steve says, take your break. It's well deserved. Get moved into the new place. Come back refreshed. Keep being real, and the staff will be around to keep everything going. Stephen C. is one of the staff in my Discord. Thank you for the $10, Stephen. And you are an incredible individual. And like all my staff on my Discord server are just like handpicked from my community because they're just too good. So people move up in my Discord and then they eventually become staff, which is amazing. Joss asks, could I imagine marketing other type of lessons like Design 101 or Culture of Photography Analysis? Yes, I love that. I love that, Joss. I'm going to start teaching, and funny enough, I'm teaching at the Ontario College of Art and Design. It's called OCAD, which is an art school. I'm teaching there like literally that first week of April, like I think the 4th or the 5th, one of those days. So also like on top of all of this, I have a lecture that I'm doing to the Ontario College of Art. So I might also just put a camera and a microphone on myself and like film that so I can bring you that lecture, so I can have that lecture available for my members to watch. Because whenever I talk to like, you know, a whole class full of students, sometimes I speak to like 1,600 students, like a whole high school or whatever, and I haven't had any of that documented or filmed. So I'm going to start filming more of those so I can also do what Chris Do does, which is basically film his lectures and then use his lectures for content later. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to do that as well. Please make sure you join the Discord. Again, I apologize for the absolute flood of alerts that you got on Friday. Make sure you're following me on social here on Instagram. And the behind the picture, Instagram is your work, meaning if you're a submitter and have submit photos, those photos get feeded into behind the picture with Carty, BTP with Carty, and we upload every day. So Alice, also known as Vicky Sonic, is the runner of our Instagram, and she's amazing. Make sure that you are following the behind the picture with Carty Instagram. And again, sorry for Friday, because that was really just insane. But every once in a while, somebody who gets a little bit too comfortable makes a mistake. And thank God it happened now and not when that number was 100,000 there subscribers, when that number there was 25,000, or when that number there is 1 million. You know, let's make those mistakes while I'm still learning and growing, because that's what we're doing every day, is learning and growing. Thank you, you and you, because I know you guys are ride or die. I appreciate you for being ride or die. Thank you for understanding my break. If you miss me, please watch some of my content. And believe me, if you do not watch my content, I'll end up coming back here broke. And I'll be like, please, sir, can you spare $1? Because no one's been watching my videos. Hopefully you guys will catch up on podcasts from days gone by that you haven't watched. I've almost got my channel back to how it was, almost. Although I do notice that there's many less videos than there was before. It's good to like private videos that are just not getting any impressions, not get like every once in a while. So yeah, my video count is down. My channel looks almost back to normal, but you could help me by watching some stuff would like push me back into the algorithm, and that would be appreciated greatly. I hope this brought you clarity and value, and I will see you guys before you know it. There's going to be a new video coming out tomorrow. Thank you all for your continued support. Use this break wisely. Catch up on content that you haven't caught up on. If you're in my masterclass, make sure you're caught up on all the notes and things that you have to know. There's so much content in the masterclass. And also, speaking of the masterclass, you know the weekly check-in happens at 4:30. I will see you for the weekly check-in at 4:30. And I will talk to you guys about what is happening with the masterclass when I see you then. If you are a member of this channel and you became a member within the last 25 members, you're going to see your name scrolling right across the top of the screen, just like V and Arson and Nathaniel, Mr. Jenks, Paul Cooley, like Lewis A, like Hooligan. Thank you, everybody who became a member in the last little while. Because of you, I'm able to deliver commercial-free content every live stream. If you're watching this after the fact as a replay, gang, thank you so much for getting to the end of this video, this podcast. If you're a subscriber, I'm showing you love. Your name rolled across the bottom if you were within the last 25. Again, I am moving. We are going to be in a new rock and roll space. I'm super excited. We'll see you guys soon.